They were not supposed to be here. Not once. Not in the beginning. Not after the injuries. Not after the losses. And definitely not after the league had already crowned bigger, flashier, more complete teams as the future of football. But somehow, the New England Patriots of the early 2000s didn't just survive the noise. They built something out of it. Something that would change football forever. Before you scroll away, hit like and subscribe if you love deep dive sports stories like this, because what you're about to hear isn't just about 2 championships. It's about how a team turned doubt into identity and became a blueprint the entire NFL still tries to copy today. And even now, more than 2 decades later, people still ask the same question. How did they do it? To understand the 2004 Patriots, you can't just look at one season. You have to understand the foundation laid in 2001 when everything changed in a single moment. The moment Tom Brady stepped in for an injured Drew Bledsoe, and a dynasty quietly began without anyone realizing it. Brady wasn't supposed to be the answer. He was a 6th-round pick, the kind of quarterback teams draft and forget about, the kind of name that disappears from training camp reports. But under Bill Belichick, nothing was accidental. Belichick didn't care about draft status. He cared about execution, discipline, situational awareness, and most importantly, doing your job. That phrase would become the heartbeat of an entire era. By 2001, the Patriots shocked the world with their first Super Bowl win over the Rams. A last-second field goal from Adam Vinatieri didn't just win a game. It announced a philosophy. Defense wins when it matters most. Situations decide championships. And pressure reveals everything. But that was just the beginning. The real story of the 2004 Patriots is not about a single breakthrough. It's about what happens when success doesn't change your mindset, but instead hardens it. Because after winning in 2001, the league expected them to fade. Instead, they got better. In 2003, the Patriots quietly built one of the most dominant defensive teams of the modern era. They finished 14-2, not with explosive headlines, but with suffocating consistency. Opponents didn't just lose. They struggled to even understand how they were being controlled. The secondary, led by Ty Law and supported by players like Rodney Harrison, turned passing windows into traps. The front 7, anchored by Richard Seymour and Teddy Bruschi, created pressure without needing chaos. It was controlled violence, calculated disruption, and on offense, Tom Brady wasn't throwing for video game numbers. He was winning games. That distinction matters more than people realize. Because the Patriots' offense was built on timing, trust, and decision-making. Troy Brown, David Givens, and Deion Branch weren't superstar receivers in the traditional sense. They were system players who understood spacing, leverage, and rhythm. Every drive felt like a chess match where the Patriots always seemed to be one move ahead. And when they reached Super Bowl XXXIX against the Carolina Panthers, it wasn't a blowout. It was a war, back and forth, answer after answer, hit after hit. The game came down to the final moments, tied at 29-29. And then, as so many games would in this era, it came down to Brady and Vinatieri. A drive, a calm pocket, a kick. And just like that, the Patriots had their second championship in 3 years. But what happened next is where the legend truly begins. Because most champions relax. The 2004 Patriots did the opposite. They added pressure. They added expectation. And instead of breaking, they leaned into it. The 2004 season wasn't supposed to feel as dominant, yet it somehow became even more controlled, even more disciplined, even more terrifying for opponents. New England finished 14-2 again. But this time, there was a shift in identity. The offense evolved. The team got tougher, and the mentality became even more ruthless in execution. One of the biggest additions was running back Corey Dillon, a player who came in with a reputation for power and production, but had never experienced sustained winning at this level. In New England, he found something different. He didn't need to carry everything. He just needed to finish drives. And that changed the offense entirely. Suddenly, the Patriots weren't just methodical through the air. They could punish defenses on the ground when needed. That balance made them even more unpredictable. But the true identity of this team still came from Brady and Belichick. Belichick's genius was never about complexity for its own sake. It was about removing what didn't matter and forcing opponents into uncomfortable decisions. Every game plan felt like it was built specifically to erase your strengths. No team played the Patriots and felt comfortable. And that discomfort built into something larger over time, psychological pressure before the game even started. By the time the Patriots reached the postseason in 2004, they weren't just a good team. They were the standard. And then came the AFC Championship game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that had everything: a strong defense, a rising quarterback in Ben Roethlisberger, and momentum. But New England dismantled them in a way that felt almost inevitable. Not flashy, not dramatic, just controlled dominance. The kind that slowly suffocates hope. That one sent them to Super Bowl XXXIX against the Philadelphia Eagles, led by Donovan McNabb and a dynamic offense that had been one of the most dangerous units in football that year. This wasn't supposed to be easy, and it wasn't. For 3 quarters, it was a grind, a defensive battle, a test of patience. Neither team could fully break through. Every yard felt earned. Every point felt like a negotiation. But in the fourth quarter, the Patriots did what they always seemed to do. They adjusted. Brady found rhythm with Deion Branch, who would go on to earn Super Bowl MVP honors. The offense started converting critical downs. The defense tightened at the right moment. And when the clock hit 0, the Patriots were champions again. 24-21. Back-to-back Super Bowls. 3 championships in 4 years. And something even more important than the trophies. A dynasty had been fully established. But the reason the 2004 Patriots still inspire people today isn't just because they won. It's because of how they won. There was no single superstar carrying everything. There was no reliance on highlight-driven football. There was no obsession with personal stats or external validation. There was structure. There was accountability. There was belief in a system bigger than any individual. Tom Brady didn't become Tom Brady because he had the strongest arm or the fastest release. He became the greatest example of maximizing opportunity through discipline, preparation, and decision-making under pressure. Bill Belichick didn't build a dynasty by chasing trends. He built it by ignoring them entirely. And the roster, full of players who were overlooked, undervalued, or doubted, became proof that success in football is not always about talent alone. It's about alignment. Everyone doing their job, at the exact moment it matters most. The Patriots would go on to extend their legacy even further in later years, but the 2003 to 2004 stretch is where the foundation of modern NFL team building truly took shape. Because after that era, every team started chasing it. The disciplined defense, the adaptable offense, the quarterback who could elevate without dominating headlines, the coaching system that prioritized execution over ego. But replication is never the same as creation. The 2004 Patriots weren't just a product of strategy. They were a product of timing, chemistry, and a mindset that refused to be shaken by expectations. Even when they were defending champions. Even when they were being hunted by the entire league. Even when every opponent treated them like the final boss. They still showed up the same way. Focused, prepared, unbothered by noise. And maybe that's why, years later, fans and analysts still circle back to this team whenever they talk about greatness. Because greatness isn't always about being unbeatable. Sometimes it's about being unbreakable in the moments where everything is designed to break you. The 2004 Patriots didn't just win football games. They defined what sustained excellence looks like in a league built to prevent it. And that is why they still inspire. Not because they were perfect, but because they proved that if you commit fully to a system, trust the people around you, and execute when it matters most, you don't just win once. You build something that lasts. And even today, every time a team goes on a run, every time a coach talks about discipline, every time a quarterback is told to trust the system, they are, knowingly or not, chasing the shadow of what New England built in 2004. A standard, a dynasty, and a reminder that in football, the most dangerous teams aren't always the most talented. They're the most complete. And that's why the 2004 Patriots still inspire.